accreditation program they've been through. So at this point in time, I would like to introduce Chief Baker. Chief Baker will take it from here for all the information.
Thank you. Yeah, as you all know, it's been a big task the last two years since I came in. We came here and we said, it was really David and I that came in 2 years ago and tried to rebuild this department to where we believe it needs to be and keep going further. So we worked with Dirigo Safety, and they came in and helped us really get where we needed to be when it came to our policies and procedures and professionalism that we expect from our people and from us to our community and the community back to us. We want to treat our community as professionals and then treat us on that. So Jim Willis, if you could come up, he's actually in charge of the Dirigo program for the main chiefs of police. He's representing them and what being accredited is all about. So I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Chief. Jim Willis, I work for Dirigo Safety. My full-time job, I'm assigned to the Bureau of Highway Safety as a law enforcement liaison. Prior to life, I was a police chief for 20 years. 10 of those for 2 towns at once, towns of Mount Desert and Bar Harbor. So this is my first selectmen's meeting since last August when I retired. So the accreditation program, I'd like to talk about where did it come from. And if I think back to when I first became chief, I can remember calling around saying, where's the manual? Like, what manual? I said, for the one that tells you how to run a PD. I don't get in trouble. I don't have one. Figure it out. So I figured it out. I thought I figured it out. And then I got involved with the Maine Chiefs of Police Association and working with other chiefs, particularly Phil Crowell from Auburn. You may be familiar when he was chief. One of the services the Maine Chiefs do is we go around and they will, for a fee, do an assessment of your agency, tell you your strengths and weaknesses. And generally that was a pretty negative kind of thing because someone was already in trouble. So we got to see a lot of agencies, their evidence rooms, their policies, their lack thereof, or things that didn't always add up. So there's a bigger accreditation program than ours called CALEA. That's at a federal standard. It costs tens of thousands of dollars a year to do it. And it's nearly impossible for an agency in Maine. So a group of us started working in 2014, getting together, saying, how can we make an accreditation program for Maine that gives you, number one, the manual to run a PD, but we wanted it to be better than that. We wanted it to be the best practices for every area of law enforcement for an agency to attain. And it took us a few years to build it. Our first really practical program director for MLEAP was Sean O'Leary. He gets much success with the program. I think Sabattus is coming in tonight as the 26th agency out of 120 to 130 agencies in Maine. So not a lot of people have chosen to do this. It is voluntary, and it is a lot of work. Since I retired, I've taken on Sean's job as the program director. But you had a lot to do, I know, with this process as well from your time with interim chief and the policies and procedures. So thank you. So what is MLEAP? There's 12 chapters, you know, everything from do you have a policy on bloodborne pathogens to an arrest to where are your files, and much of that work is done electronically. We have independent assessors that come here and actually go through our manual to make sure you've met every standard. I think there's 120 something standards now. 67. We've seen he added some. So 167 individual items. For each one of those, you have to give us what's called the proof. How do you prove that you have a policy on high-speed pursuit? Well, we're going to want to see your policy, and then we're going to want to know that all of your staff has been trained and signed off on it. So the chief has had to put that together for each of his policies and procedures and upload them, and we had assessors come in and inspect all that work. Finally, the last piece of it, we were here a few weeks ago with our assessors, and we did a ride-along. We were in your police cars. We interviewed some of your patrolmen, your clerical staff, we inspected your evidence room, we looked at your facility, and finally a full report is done, which is available to all of you. I see a copy of it there. That's written by our lead assessor, and in this case that's Chief Elliot Moya from the Elliott Police Department, and the person that helped him is Sergeant Douglas Brudrett. He's another assessor that comes from my former agency in Bar Harbor. So they came up, and then finally the report goes out to what we call the MLEAP committee. And that's a group of chiefs from around Maine that actually set the standards in the manual and change the rules as we need to. We're on our 5th edition of standards because things change. and we try to change the program with it. So, having said all that, sir, we brought your plaque. You should be very proud. Hang that in your locker. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Just a few quick words, because I do want to speak about my members of my department. Missy, she's like the backbone of our department. She's been around, she's known everything for so long that when I came in here, I was kind of lost, and she gave me some good direction. So Missy, thank you very much. Yeah. And Megan, once again, you were the backbone of our evidence locker. Take care of that. That was probably one of the most stressful parts of getting that up to date. Where we first walked in, we were like, oh no. And then with patrolmen, they're young, but they're really willing to learn. That's the nice part of it. They're listening to us and taking advice from other people so they understand it, and that means a lot to me as a chief. Sean O'Leary, yes, thank you very much. When Sean was the interim chief before I came here, he was the actual one that actually said, hey, I think I got a good place for you to go. And so Sean got me interested over here, and I appreciate everything for that, and everything that you've done for me. But, thank you to my department, thank you to the community. It's been a great support. We're going to keep working to keep improving as we keep moving forward. So thank you.